All right, it's way harder to do all this crap than it really needs to be, even with the help of a bunch of other things. Cool. So this is going to just be a quick uh, fucking redo video or of the week. So weekly playbook review for NVDA, SMCI, and ZETA. So this is kind of what I did this week. Really basic stuff here. So the three stocks that were on my watch list this week to trade were NVIDIA, SMCI, and ZETA. Each of them had different reasons for me to trade them. We'll start with NVIDIA. It had earnings this week. So there was a run up to earnings. There was a sell off after the whole election cycle. But there's this whole concept of earnings was still coming. And then when earnings did happen, there was an earnings beat. Additionally, it's at all-time highs or near all-time highs and price target raises. So all of these different catalysts were happening during the week, which basically gave NVIDIA increased RVOL for the week, and depending on what the setups looked like during the day, if I would take them. So a lot of deep drops that I would like to take long if it found areas of support that I liked. But for the most part, I stuck with NVIDIA only prior to earnings, because when earnings did happen, they were beats, they were price target raises, but it wasn't reacting the way I'd like to. So I'll go into that in some of the screenshots I have later. SMCI, they were having accounting issues, which was leading to a possible delisting. The chart looked great on this. It looked like it was really oversold here. I knew there was a lot of risk, possibly if they were to be delisted. So I was actually watching this the week prior, waiting to hear what was going to happen. And then the beginning of this week, it was basically stated that they met their deadline. So was looking for a setup. I didn't hold anything overnight in this, and definitely had stops just due to what could happen. You never know what can end up happening, so you have to have your stops. And for ZETA, they had a short report come out from Culper Research, basically stating that the data they are creating is false, fraud, and all this other stuff. Looked into the report. They got the they got the accounting firm wrong that audits ZETA, which is right there. I was like, okay, this report's most likely not that good if they can't even get their audit company correct. Granted, ZETA might have had that audit company years prior, but that wasn't the current one they were using, and in their report they didn't state that. And then ZETA also came out the next day talking about, no, we're not doing these things. Obviously, they're going to deny it, but they were also coming out saying that the owners were going to be buying more stock and whatnot. So that got me interested as well for a quick, or for actually have that one. I actually do have a position on over overnight for a couple of days. So we'll start with NVIDIA, as that was the first one on the list. So this is how I like to see my pre-market setups. Again, everyone's different. I like looking at the daily first. So this was Friday of the following week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, this is Friday of the following week. It got into the 21 EMA on the daily. So I was like, okay, it could bounce here. Earnings are still coming. I waited for it during the day. There was this sharp dip. RVOL was elevated, obviously. There was this sharp dip in the morning here. Again, another rule for me is I don't trade until after 7. So that first opening drive is something I avoid, specifically because of strong moves like this. So I wait to see what's happening. This pulled into the pre-market levels early in that morning. So I did build a position here. I did take this long. I got out a good amount at VWAP just because of how strong this move was. I don't have a better chart here. This is what I have. But yeah, so I did get out probably 25-50% at VWAP. I rode the rest of it into the day, into this consolidation. I got out most of it there as well. I didn't take out this next piece here because this piece and this piece is what I was looking for. Really, it's a bounce off the pre-market low, elevated RVOL into VWAP, and then into the high of days. trying to get this from my perspective is greedy, but that's just the way I trade. And then if you look at the daily, it looked good there on this bounce. So it's like a very up and down. And then now the next day, due to this, basically, to me, this is a buying candle. I forget what the term is for it, but basically all of the pressure, it got all the way down here, and then all these buyers are showing up, meaning there are people that want the stock. It moved into a zone that had also come off from. So on Tuesday of the week, I did the same thing. This was on my list for Tuesday, waited till about 7. And here, again, it goes straight up. A lot of people probably caught that move straight up, but for me, it was a pull into VWAP, watching it hold. So that VWAP line correlates also with the pre-market highs. So there's like confluence there. And then I rode that up into the break of, so there's a wick here, but I got out a little bit before that wick as it was going in, and I had a trailer on for the rest of it. Again, was out here, called it a day with NVDA on Tuesday. Again, I had other trades on. Some people might take this pullback here, but I know that my time window is between 7 and about 8:30, 9 o'clock before I have to go to work. So if the trade sets up and does the things that I want in that time frame, it's good. Again, a lot of possibly missed opportunity here, but you can't really catch everything. And then if you look at the hour, it looks like a really good setup there as well. But yeah, so the video is pretty straightforward. The rest of the week, earnings did come out. Like I said, they had triple beat, whatnot, all that stuff. But I did not want to take it just because in the pre-market it consolidated like this. And then it just went whack. Where is it? See, so here it was. Yeah, it just dropped, even though it had good news. In the pre-market, it just shot right up. This range is just too much for me. And I kind of want it to simmer down. This will be on my watch list next week just because it's done a lot of back and forth. It's still very close to all-time high, so there's a lot of clear skies if it gets above that level. And it's still riding this 21 EMA on the daily. So again, people are still trying to figure out price here for this one, so it'll be on my list. SMCI, so this is the one that had the accounting problem. If you come down, so this is Monday here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, so this is Monday here. So this was falling pretty strongly. And Friday was this very low here, basically. These 2 days here was Friday and Thursday of last week. And basically, they were about to be delisted because they weren't, not about to be, but could potentially be delisted because they didn't file their IRS reporting to obviously their taxes and whatnot due to possibly fraudulent things that they've been doing. Also, their accounting firm dropped on them because they're like, now we're going to deal with this. So that was the week prior. I'm like, shit, if they even have a shot, the market's going to react to that pretty well because this stock has come down pretty long. And this is that like capitulation downward move. So, okay, Monday came along and you have a gap up right here. This Monday, I think this is Monday up here, yeah. But you have this gap up and then it just was strong. So again, I don't trade that first half an hour. So it went up and straight back down. By the time I looked at it, it was crossing VU up on the downside. Again, very volatile stock. Wasn't going to fucking take that. As it came back down into the pre-market lows, again, something I like taking when it touches and retests the pre-market with a lot of volatility. I took the long there. And again, similar to NVIDIA, same exits, take the lows here, add a little bit. I actually added a little bit more in here just because I can get bigger in this due to the small stock size, share size. So I was much bigger. Pulled out again at VWAP, rode it into this consolidation right about here, and then called it a day from that on Monday. Again, tons more. You can always want more, and then it just drops. So this is why, as this moved up on the 5-minute, I was constantly putting my stop in. This is always a possibility, this fat drop at the end of the day, or just in general, especially with something that has like this kind of shit going on. And then on, what was this? Tuesday, this whole move was up here. Tuesday, it gapped up even further. consolidated. I think I took a small portion of this in here again into VWAP, VWAP hold, bounce. Wasn't too big on that. And then Wednesday it pulled back, so didn't touch it. Was hoping for a pullback at some point to get back in, and then on Thursday I did take this again, this pullback into these levels here to go longer. I don't remember getting out to the top of this. It was more of like as it broke these pre-market levels here and here. That's when I was out. I did try to go long again as it was consolidating, pulling back. Small size. Didn't want to lose what I had gotten from this since it was a pretty significant size for me. This is the first time I've moved into the 1,200 to 1,500,000 shares range on ZETA and SMCI. I usually stick between 500 to 1,000 at my max, but I'm sizing up in certain shares or in certain stocks and in certain plays. Okay, and the last one I have is ZETA. So ZETA just had this fat sell-off due to bad earnings first. So then bad earnings, gap down, eat shit. Then the filing of the shorts report, eats some more. It was just hammered. And then I was watching this obviously in the week prior. I actually did and still do have a position in another account for my swing trade account off of Thursday and Friday. I started building it on Thursday. It's still there Friday. Again, this is a bigger size position hold for me. With the lows here, I did get out most of that swing trade on Monday and Tuesday. I still have about 200 shares in that one, so nothing crazy. I'm just writing those on the longer term swing account because since those are from down here. But on my daily trades, so again, this was last week, and then Monday it opened in here. Let's see, Monday is over here. Had that same kind of consolidation I like, or just a pullback. It was slight. So this wasn't as much like the other two that you saw where it was like a more of a V type shape. This was just a straight consolidation, more like a bull flag. So as it broke this, that's when I took this. So it was just a basic breakout trade. Didn't get all the way up into here, that's for sure. I just took it as an explosive move up. And then I also took this again on Friday and got a good chunk there as it pulled back. This drop here was significant. It's like, okay, let's get some of this on Friday. I think I did trade it in these other days over here on these chops. Let me think. No, no, I didn't trade this day. I did trade this day on one of the accounts. But yeah, so overall, I traded these three stocks. This is just me speaking through the trades. I do have my notes and pre-market stuff somewhere else that I'm not showing on here. It's just too much stuff to type and organize in a way. But yeah, this is for me trying to figure out how to playbook all this stuff in a way that I can come back and just watch easier. Cool.